Boom. What's happening? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm good. You know, it's funny. We haven't done this for a while.
No, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Little break hiatus. Some
Yeah.
some vacations thrown in there and
Now,
whatnot.
did I went to Toronto first.
Yes, I
I
think
went to Toronto.
I think you literally left maybe a day or two before we got there. Like we kind of just crisscrossed.
Crisscross.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you like it?
I did like it. I think we stayed in a part like we didn't stay in the same areas. So when I was able to drive through and see where you stayed, I was like, oh, I could have stayed here.
Oh, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was
Our area
so
was nice too,
nice.
but it was
Yeah.
more. I think they called it the entertainment district. I'm not really sure. Like I don't remember even what we really
Hold
did
on.
there.
Were you by the what's the tower called?
CFC and Tower.
You were by CN Tower.
Not very far, and we actually, I guess, weren't that far from there's a Budweiser has like an amphitheater. Is that what you
Yes.
call it?
Yes.
Yeah, we weren't very
Yeah.
far from there either.
A
So
lot of walking.
yes,
Whew.
and it's interesting because I had so much more. Like we didn't piggyback our Tennessee trips at the same time, but you've been to Nashville in the last couple of months. I was in Nashville as well,
Yeah.
and that was I did not like that walking as much. It was I think 'cause it was hot. It was very
Okay.
hot while
Oh,
we
yes,
were there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did a lot
Toronto-
of walking when
yeah.
we were in Nashville.
Yeah,
A lot
Toronto
of
was very
walking.
comfortable. So it
No, I
wasn't-
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I would go back. I actually would like to go back before the end of the year.
Nashville is something I would not take my family to again.
Never.
And I would
No,
not.
it's changed.
It's changed. Like we went in 2014 and it was not, I was like, oh, it wasn't like this in 2014.
Now it is
It's-
Daisy Dukes, boots
yeah,
on the ground.
yeah.
It
Well,
is
it's a
the
party.
Vegas. I tell
Yeah,
people
it's a party
it's the
scene.
Vegas of the
It's,
Midwest.
it's a party scene for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hands down.
All right. So what you got today?
So speaking of
Party scene?
no.
Oh.
Speaking of Toronto, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. And
Okay.
it got me to thinking
Okay.
of the topic.
Okay.
So we were leaving Windsor, headed to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a small spat, I'm gonna say, because she was ready to go.
Okay.
Like I just want to get there.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do you mean get there? We're
Yeah.
here. We're on vacation."
Right.
And throughout the conversation, it came to my mind that there are some people who are about the journey, and there are some people who are about the destination.
Mm.
Is that?
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, as soon as the clock starts, we're part of the journey.
Yeah.
The drive there is part
Right.
of the trip.
Right. Right.
And I want to enjoy the drive there.
Right.
And I've been with people who get in a car and they race like a maniac to get to the place.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Me, I will stop at the big bowl of yarn.
Yeah.
I will,
Yeah.
I will,
Yeah.
because I feel like this is all part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Then it got me to thinking about relationships.
Mm.
Okay. I see you. I see your face turning. Okay.
Okay.
So many people, I believe, are working to get to this utopia: the house, the job, the credit, the income. Right. Whatever those
Right.
bars are.
Right.
Right. And they're working so hard. Like they're grinding, they got their face down, and they're like, yeah, we want to buy this house, and they just grind. They want to get to this credit score, so they go, trying to get to what I consider to be a destination. But in the entire journey there, they're not enjoying the journey.
Mm.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And so I told my son, listen to me. If you get with someone and you're not ideally where you want to be in life, whatever that looks like, but enjoy it together. Like
Yeah.
but enjoy it. Just like when your daughter went off to college and my son went off to college, what did we say? Enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just come here to get a degree.
Right. Right.
Enjoy this.
Right.
And so many people are so focused on the end result that they just don't even enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't stop and smell the roses.
Not at all.
You gotta stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
No,
look,
no.
I see that the wheels are turning
No,
on you. 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
no,
right?
right.
Like, you go to college, like, enjoy this.
Right.
Enjoy this
Right.
moment.
And I honestly think I had a different approach to college because I was like I did a little bit when I was young with no responsibilities, young adult, And then I finished up after the fact with 1.5 kids. My baby was born, and I
Yeah,
got
that's a
my
little
degree.
different.
Like,
That's a little
but I
different.
still feel like the end result for me with college was just to, like we've talked about work, we've talked about the meaning of work, and everybody's got a different value of what that is to them.
Yep.
I've always believed, and I don't care if you have a degree and if you're studying whatever you're studying and you do it for a living, or if you're like me and you flip around 3 different times post degree with stuff that's not even related to your degree. I believe that working is a way to create a lifestyle for the journey, like the experiences you have on the journey. It is not a part of. It doesn't factor. I want to be satisfied with what I do in a way that I don't want to hate my job, but I don't swing my legs over every day to impress anybody, to try to be something, to try to get validation from it. It is a means for me to take care of my family.
You know, I'm jumping out my seat right now. I swear to God, I just had this conversation
Yeah.
with my sons.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't give a shit what I do for them.
No.
I don't care.
No.
My job is to provide me the life that I want.
That's it. And
but there are some people, their job is their life.
It's their life. And so even in the space of saying, oh, this is my job and it's to provide my life, I'm not saying that. I left places where people were like, oh my gosh, we miss you. Oh my gosh, you did such a great job. It's like, I think you could still be a valuable asset to a company.
Yes.
And you should still want to go doing your personal best.
Yes.
Whether that's scriptural or how you're raised, whatever is your driver to make sure, hey, I come here and I do a darn good job.
Yep.
What I am saying though is I don't give a shit what you think about me. I probably should have said that. I'm gonna work on my language.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap what you think about me. So for me, working is an obstacle, or I mean, obviously, I'd be okay with hitting the lottery, right? Like,
for sure, for sure.
But because
and wouldn't have to hit a clock every day.
No, yes, it doesn't.
But there are some people, they would win the lottery,
they would still work.
They would still go to work,
like 80 hours, 90 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I feel like having a space to say, to your point, and I think we're in complete agreement. Like I know even one time we traveled, I think we were coming back from Gettysburg. Our road trips used to be cool because we kind of would just see different things along the way, but we were on our way back and it was kind of weird, but like we decided we had pulled up to maybe not a Love's. What's those places that are like the half full restaurants and the gas inside? If you go
the big
there's
the gas station where there's
trans
something.
So we had stopped at one of those and we saw a sign that said basically like so many miles. This town, it actually didn't have mileage on it, but said this town was where the plane went down 9/11, the one that was in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I was like, we should go do that. Like, why not? We're here, pay, respect to the people. Like, let's just go check it out. We didn't know that it was going to turn into another 2-hour drive the opposite direction. But we drove. Yeah. And I was so glad we did though. Like, just because it's an experience I can't explain, but it was what it was. We got there. They didn't want to compromise the memorial so much. Like, this is where people died. So it wasn't, at least then, it wasn't extravagant. And I think that was probably 10 years ago. But it was a boulder in the middle of the field. They had a gigantic boulder that was in the middle of the field. And then there was a wall that had all the names of the people who passed. And a couple was really sad because they colored children one color. And then there were one or two that were names, but they were engraved, but not in color. And those were like 2 pregnant women that were on the flight or whatever. Oh. But it was very sombering. Like I didn't go there to see what a feeling will this evoke. We really were just like, we want to see this site.
Yes.
So we went, and I was like,
it's forever staple in our country.
Yes, that's what it was. It's where it happened. And so I think the people that were a part of that journey, that loss, the people that survived, not from the plane, but their relatives, said, we don't want you doing a lot here. Like, this is undisturbed. And so it was kind of like grass and prairie. It was well manicured, but it was simple. But I was glad we did that. And it wasn't planned. Literally, we just went to, take a leak, and then we're like, let's go see what this is about. And so we drove. So I think it's about, I agree with you. I think there are some people that just have tunnel vision and they can't stop and just go.
No, they race.
Yeah.
Like I remember being with someone one time going to Florida, and I mean, if they could have went 150 miles an hour, they would have. I mean, just to get there. And I'm like, but this is all part of it.
Yeah.
Like going through every Jupiter, all these towns, everything along the way.
Yeah, have a hot dog someplace. Yeah. That's my dad was that way.
Yeah. But I am a firm believer. And then so what's happening is to be with someone, if you're a destination versus a journey person, our conversation was, hey, listen, I'm going to enjoy this more if you allow me a little bit time to pull over and look at the big bowl of yarn.
Yeah, all right.
But I also understand that's not your thing, so I won't stay here for 45 minutes.
Yeah, maybe
give
10.
Me 15.
Yeah, right.
Give me 10 or 15.
Yeah.
That is the compromise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, one of us is going to be miserable.
And I think that it's so funny you said that, because I had a very similar experience on a vacation where I don't think, and I'll just leave it generically, I don't think you can create your journey and have someone else on your journey and not consider them on your journey. So
correct.
Otherwise, it's just your journey.
Why am I here?
Right? Why am I here? So I do think there should be some compromise in that. Like, I know I'd rather have spent all day. Like, I have a funny with my friend. One of my friends that I do a trip with yearly. They knew me so well, and maybe I'm being presumptuous because I wasn't going to argue about it, but they are very outdoorsy, and I respect our relationship because there's an awareness of how we
who
both
you are
show
authentically.
Up.
Yep.
And I was like, so when I went, she picked me up from the airport at our final destination. She flew in earlier and I flew in later. So when I went to pick her up, or she went to pick me up, I said, so what time are we doing XYZ? She goes, yeah, I already took care of that this morning. And I was like, she just did it. She's like, I know that's not my friend's thing. Yes. I'm not going to and she, she likes the serenity and the peacefulness of it. So she went, for a hike. That's not my thing. It is not my thing.
But she wanted to say, hey, while wherever you guys were, obviously known for hiking.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, I want to do this while we're here.
And I was going to do it with her, but I think there was still an awareness between, your person, person well enough to know. So when I went she had some time to kill waiting for me. So she's like, I just went ahead and did that. And, I was not giving any grief about it. I was like, I'd have to feel like she didn't get to do something she wanted to do.
Yep.
And
you didn't want to bring it down. No. So that's what I'm saying.
No.
So,
no.
But I've been really thinking, and so now I feel like you should be asking a person. Yeah. Like, I really feel like some of these things, it should be conversations like, hey, when you travel, are you just ready to get there? Yeah. Or is all of it part of the experience? Yeah. And because I think it'll make it where we all know, first of all, when you travel with somebody for the first time, that could be the make or break.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, we're over.
Yeah.
Like, we broke up.
Yeah.
Because of this vacation.
Yeah.
But I think asking that question and having those conversations beforehand allows you to gauge and be very, very mindful of who you're with.
Right. Right.
Because same thing with, there's another one. Not related to it, but a vacation conversation that you need to have. Are vacations a relaxation, or are they to do stuff?
I think it depends on the vacation. I swear to God, we've been to Disney at least 3 times, and I swear every time we go to Disney, I come back like, I need a vacation from this.
Yes.
Because Disney is go, 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 go.
Yes.
So there's a significant difference between that and a resort where you just get up every morning and go sit on the beach and do that thing. I have yet to have a true relaxing vacation.
Really?
No. I think... Remember
when I was in Florida and I was like, I'm staying another week?
Yeah.
Man, that was... No. I got up, smoked cigars, went to the beach, sat on the balcony, opened the patio door. I had nothing to do but just be in my thoughts. Yeah. And that was heaven.
No, I think that's okay to do.
But I was by myself.
No. Yeah, it's easy.
And I recommend that.
Yeah. I think I've been thinking about that actually. Just taking
I'll give you the link to the condo.
Yeah. I've thought about that just to clear my head.
Yeah.
And just reset. And even the trips for me, I think we talked about this in another podcast. Even the trips that I took with friends, I still felt like it was a reset, at least for my home life. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't some expectation, at least, to be responsible for somebody else, right? 100%. And that's a little relaxing in and of itself. Yep. And you're not trying to figure out what is someone else is eating.
Oh my God!
Someone else's happy meter.
Or just, are you okay?
Yeah, are you okay?
You want to do something?
Yeah, no. So I think I did it. In fact, when we were in Vegas, we all gave each other our key cards. So we're like, if you don't see me by 3:00, you could check on me just to make sure I ain't dead in here. But we had a couple of days we were like, oh, I'm good. Like, just let's circle back at 1:00. And I had one day I was in my bed watching TV, eating some of those Snack Factory pretzels that my one friend was very like hospitable, so she made us little goodie bags for the trip to like with candy and chocolate, and I was like I was just sitting there, I'm like, ooh, some crumbs, but I was just relaxing and I loved it.
Yes.
And then we went out and I came back and my bed was made like but to your point though, I think being able to match up or have a space, just creating a space for yourself to say, I am a person that just wants to enjoy the journey. I mean, we can quite literally be talking about a trip, but we could be talking, this is symbolism to life, right?
I brought it back to life.
Yeah, like
I did.
Yes,
I really did.
Everything, like, who's to say, I want to be so open in my life that this is very unlikely, okay? But it could, like, just to say this is where my mindset is, that 3 years from now, I never thought Ken would get a cat. Now, I don't think that's very likely. Maybe that's not a good example. A turtle. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just kind of like, oh, we tried, something. Like, I think there's probably someone 10 years ago that would not have thought I'd have 2 dogs.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Maybe one eventually because we pushed it. I saw a dog in my ideal picture.
Okay.
Of like what I thought my life would look like. But it didn't happen for a couple different reasons, different times earlier in like my family. And then I think once we had a child that kind of had issues with, being allergic, then it just seemed like, nah. But then she took the initiative, which I'm proud of, to go. She was feeling limited in like school, like being able to go to people's houses. Like my friend invited me over, or our family's having a Christmas at their house. And she was like, I feel limited that I can't do these things because of my situation. So she took it upon herself to take the bull by the horn, and got shots for about 5 years.
Okay.
She did it consistently.
Yeah.
And then she got to the space where it was kind of like she did it. She's like, if I do this. And I thought, you know what? She's worked hard at this. Let's give this dog a try. Yeah. She always wanted a dog.
Yeah.
So we got the dog, and then our one dog turned into 2 dogs. I cannot imagine my life without my 2 dogs. Like the things that I worry about or whatever, like I know culturally people feel different ways about dogs, and I still think there's these lines, but I'm one of those probably on the annoying side of dog ownership, that I'm like, when you decide to take care of it, so you should take care of it. But like, we had worries that I felt like they were little pup babies. You still care. You still care for your animals.
Your fur babies.
So
I would have been surprised 20 years ago. Because Jalen's 23. That I don't have a dog.
I'm surprised. I know you're cranking out, and that's why, because you always kind of had a dog.
I always had a dog growing up, and when my last dog died,
I
was like, "Ooh, I'm never getting a dog again." I was like, that hurt, But I'm surprised now that I still don't have a dog. But I feel like at any given day, I may just get a dog.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things that I could see if you pulled that trigger, you'll just adapt your life more than you thought, versus like it's not the right time. There's never going to be a right time.
It's like having a baby.
Yeah, you're just going to do it and then love it, or whatever. But I definitely think.
Where are we going with this dog thing?
That it was just part of my journey.
Oh yeah.
Like
I'm open
to. I was
getting ready to say. And so now, back to the whole life thing. Even when people even if you're in a piece of crap car and you have your eyes set on a new car, I think having a piece of crap car shouldn't, it could be funny, right?
Yeah,
like
it's got stories to tell.
It's got stories to tell, and it's all part of just the life.
Yeah.
Where it shouldn't be that you're not in the moment. No different if you're buying a new house or if you're going for a new job. I just think in the moment, enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
Like, make the memories.
Nothing's promised either.
Yeah. Oh, tomorrow ain't promised?
No.
Yeah.
So absolutely. My mom used to always say, somebody woke up today and didn't go to bed.
You know what my grandpa used to say?
What?
Every day somebody don't make it home from work.
Mm-hmm. And it's true.
Every day on this highway,
very true.
Someone did not make it home from work.
Very true.
And I used to be like, man, I've been driving home like, what? Someone does not want to make it home.
I know people that passed away on their way home from work, literally died on their way home from work.
Yeah.
So we're not guaranteed.
Yeah, no. So enjoy the journey.
Yeah, enjoy it.
That was the whole.
Yeah.
It is crazy because the trip, when we got up that morning, it was like, can we hurry up and go?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was gonna go to the breakfast spot. Because there was a breakfast spot there in Windsor. I was like, Well, I saw the sign yesterday, and it's like, you know, America's best cup of coffee, or Canada's best cup of coffee. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's so funny because like when we traveled to Toronto by car, and it was our first road trip in years.
Okay.
And it was like a debacle. Like we got up, got the car, our stuff didn't fit, and then it turned into. I was so proud of me because it was like, oh, we're just gonna take our 20-year-old van, and I was like, okay, like I'll go with it. We'll see how we land if we get across the country line and it breaks on the side of the road. I'm gonna roll with this. And literally, we got the car situation situated, and as soon as we got ready to pull out, the garage door snapped. The spring broke on the garage door, and I was like, I can't do nothing. I'm in my house. I know it was not an environment for laughter.
Was your car in the garage?
Luckily, my car is in the garage because we weren't using it. But our son, who was using a car for the week, had already gone to work. So at least he didn't have.
So at that point, you're like, even if you decided, it's like it's done now.
It's done. So when I called, the garage company was like, oh, we can come out tomorrow. I was like, not necessary.
Yep,
we'll be back. We'll be back. If you can meet us at the Monday morning, we'll need next Monday. And we scheduled it, got back. They did it the same day. It was fine. But I promise you, I was like
literally like the garage door clunked.
I was like, I think the spring just broke. And so I feel
you're like, and I don't care because we're leaving.
No, I just feel
because you know why? The vacation had started.
Yes, and I don't worry about a lot. I think people think I worry about a lot of things. I don't want to say, what are you going to do about it? No. I was like, okay.
You know why? Because you started the vacation.
There was one moment when we were like, I was never thinking we weren't going, but I thought, is this some crazy sign? We used to have this thing when we traveled, and I hadn't forgot about it, but every road trip we took for years, it was almost like the rite of passage that God was going to cover us like the Noah's Ark. Every time we got ready to leave the city, somewhere between our house and usually around downtown, a bird hits the windshield. Every single time. And even one day I was
hold on.
You can ask Nate, yes.
A
bird would slam into our windshield. And I was like, well, this means it's going to be a safe drive because we have our sacrificial bird. But every time. And so even one day we were just
insane.
at full. Right? It's crazy. But I swear to you, we would run into birds. And it was almost like, oh. So when we were driving, I forget where we were going, I guess westbound. And it was maybe Colorado. And it was so funny because I was looking and I was just in my brain thinking, we haven't hit a bird, and it was like, oh, there it is. There's every time, at least
you're kidding.
Like 3-4. Yes, it was like a thing, and my running joke was like, well, that's the sacrificial bird. That is like, this is going to be safe. Like it was always.
My mouth is on the ground.
Yeah, every time.
I've never heard such a thing.
Yeah, it would always crash into our windshield, and even that day when I was like, oh, it didn't happen as soon as I thought, it was like, clunk, like, well, there's the bird. Yeah, we were on 70, just around like.
That's not
Street.
normal.
Well, it was what it was. I'm not going to defy the heavens of like why that was, but it happened every time for years. It's like, if not every single time, 1 out of 2, like like it happened multiple times that it would. And maybe once when we were on our way home.
I wish we were live right now.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, does someone have
like a story
I know
like
this
that?
is a totally different topic.
Yeah.
But like, is a thing? Oh man, I gotta write that down.
No, I definitely was like, oh, this is crazy, and it happened. So the thing break in, I was like, oh, okay, so the changes broke, and I guess I'm starting to settle into a space of, and maybe cancer will do that to you. I don't think things worry me as much, and maybe that is exactly it. When you have a threat of life and wellness, you don't sweat the small stuff naturally. You just go, okay, like this part of it, you know what I mean? And that's part of my journey. So maybe that is it, but. No, the bird thing was like, it was so funny.
I told you all the time with your diagnosis and getting healthier and healthier.
Yeah.
I always said, I don't know how you ain't like skydiving, buying a Corvette. Like just, I mean like
No, and I still feel like I live in a little, like that's not my thing. I'm not a thrill seeker, but I do feel like I'm living in a space of more enjoyment for myself than I have in the past. Like just me taking.
Which is why you don't miss no concerts.
No. I'm going to listen. June and July have been busy, and I'm going to see one in August and September.
You doing the Fantasia at the Hamilton one?
No. We're going to actually, we do comedy too. So I'm actually going to a comedy show here. But it's so funny because I was sitting here last night. I would have went to see Bruce. Like you could have. Someone could say to me, hey, there's somebody at Funny Bone, and I'm trying to live in an adaptability that I can move in any space at any time. I don't have to.
Now you're like, who is that? I'll go see him.
Yeah. Like, and there's been, Yeah, I'm just trying to like approach
because that's yours. Yours is not thrill seeking. Yours is comedy shows,
or
events,
if it's
whatever.
practically anything other than like I don't want to jump off a bungee or whatever.
No.
But I do.
They're like she survived cancer, but she crashed into the river
that would be
and
terrible,
died.
right? And I mean, and it's so even when I went, I think it was post. It might not have been. We had 3 kids. I went. Have you ever been snow tubing?
Yeah.
Like at one of those places.
Mad River.
Yeah. That was big for me. So when I'm doing small little things now, even that's not racing a car, but I don't know a lot of middle-aged people. It's an endorphin rush. You know, and I just remember telling the guy, like, just don't spin me backwards. And he's like, that's exactly what I'm getting ready to do. So, but it was really kind of cool. And I stepped out of my comfort zone with it. And I was like, he just spun me backwards. And I'm down the hill screen. And then I took that tube right back on up and I got on there one more time. So,
okay.
But no, I don't see me bungee jumping or, what's the one? Zip lining.
Zip lining.
But I won't rule that one out completely.
Boys do it all the time.
But
they go to Hocking Hills and they zip line and they have a good time.
I would think that's on the I could do list, the other stuff. And I think about like Malcolm Jamal Warner and I'm like, what a life gone too soon. But I wondered if he was in that space, right? Like I'm in Costa Rica. I'm gonna go and swim in the morning.
Don't make me sad again.
So I'm sorry, but But
as a father with, I don't have young children, but that was just
awful. But he did. Like I think she was 8.
Yeah,
he had a young daughter. So that's actually a perfect example of stop and smell the roses because you ain't promised. Like I saw a picture of him yesterday, and it's going to be like Prince for me. I was like, I still cannot believe
first of all, I don't know if you know this. I watch the Cosby reruns all the time.
What are they on?
YouTube.
Okay,
the whole show.
That makes sense.
The whole show.
Yeah,
I watch them all. Yeah,
I never thought about just doing that.
Yeah,
because there's like one of my favorite episodes I watched back was when he broke up with Justine, and he was like, boom, boom. He was like, oh, like Justine. Oh yeah, and I bet you like I heard an interview that he had like 10 years ago, and they play it all the time, or they quote it when he says like, I've lived a good life, and I think every day if you live your life like. If tomorrow was gone, did I do the things I wanted to do?
I said that the other day. I said I've never been afraid to die.
No.
But I've always been prepared.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, I always just go, God has been good to me.
Yeah, I believe it. I can't.
I'm cool. Yeah. I'm so okay.
Yeah.
Like so okay. I hit the friendship lottery. I've never had a health scare in my life. Oh, I am so.
You can make me a little misty. Now I don't even, and I'm the cheesy person when people are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about your cancer." I was like, God is immense. Like I love God so much, and I probably don't say this enough. That this journey that He decided to put me on, He could not have blessed me any more on it. Like I met phenomenal people. I ran into a lady at the James last week who remembered me like when I was at the first James, and she was like, "Kim, it is so wonderful to see you doing so well." First of all, you remember my name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From 12 years ago.
Right.
And I am hoping, and I don't do this as like the benefactor of it, is that maybe I'm creating a space to encourage other people that it can be okay and there's life after the diagnoses. But I wouldn't want it for myself. I would not. I know we keep saying there should be a podcast about this because I know there's some lost people out there. But I would not change anything about it. And there are people that I've come across on this journey that are a part of the fabric of my life now that I cannot imagine not knowing. And they have blessed me. So I can't even be like...
Because you had cancer.
Yeah, because I had cancer. I would never have met them. Yeah. So I'm thankful.
See, I told you.
I'm thankful. What?
What'd I say?
What? It's going to be okay? It's going to be all right. I mean...
So I tell you this. So Kim calls me with this terrible news. I've got cancer. And the first thing I said was, you'll be all right. It did not, and I'm telling you as a friend, for whatever reason, it did not hit me. And I thought, you'll be fine. And I literally said the first words out of my mouth was, you'll be all right.
Yeah, you did.
And I did not go into this sad, like, I really was like, this is just part of your story. Mm-hmm. And I knew it wasn't, I was like, it's not going to take you out. You're not going to die. I'm not going to lose my friend. I literally just said, yeah, you'll be all right. Yeah. And she has teased me for 12 years that I did not, I wasn't, what's the word? I wasn't emotional about it at all.
No,
I wasn't. I was just like, you'll be all right.
I know you're your partner because I was like, you all right? Like, she's fine. You're going to be fine. And I think I still to this day, like, I feel now more optimistic. Like I've got.
Was I married then?
No, you were with Tasha. Can I say that?
That's right. Yeah.
Say that on here. I just put out
right.
there. You were with Tasha.
Okay, and that's right. Because she was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm fine."
Yeah. She's
like she been fine.
No.
Yeah, she thought I was a terrible person too
No.
because I didn't respond. Like.
Well, I mean, people do. Like this journey is the thing that everybody has a piece of how they.
But I had a friend who called me and said his wife had cancer, and I was like, "Oh my god."
And it didn't go well.
And it did not go well.
So I don't assume it. I have a daughter now starting high school, praise God. My last one out the door. That's what I prayed for when I got on this journey was, Lord, let me raise these babies. And he has been faithful to that. And I think that's the thing. He's been faithful to that. And I still feel like I don't, it's kind of like the Will Smith thing. Like I don't want to say it too big because I don't know, like now you have a kidney problem. Like I've been so thankful that I'm like, Lord, I got 4 years. Because I wasn't sure early on, obviously.
Yeah.
And I know people that have my type of cancer or the type of cancer. Miss Waddy would say, don't say that. Miss Waddy would say, don't say that. But what I got diagnosed with, I have lost friends too. And some of them 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
But I have a friend now who's in her 19th year. So I'm encouraged that it's there for me if it's meant for me. But I absolutely believe, and maybe that has created the journey space for me to, like, I just don't get caught up in tomorrows because we're not promised. Yeah. But to really
Would you say in your late teens, early 20s that you were a journey person or a destination person?
I think I was always a journey person.
Okay.
Yeah. I do. I
mean, there's some people who talked about this. Yeah. They check. No, check. I was 3 kids. Check. I think house. Check.
No, I did well, but I didn't even have. I knew I wanted to have a family, and I don't know that maybe in my head then it would probably been a little bigger.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have children, and I think I knew that from early on. Yeah. Like I'm going to be someone's mother.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that. That is my biggest accomplishment. And I need to step into that. I think we had another podcast about this. I need to own that a little more to just be like, this was not nothing, because I think they're pretty good humans.
Yep.
But I do think I always have been a journey.
You know, it just popped in my head.
What?
I don't know if my life was what I thought.
Huh. But like what it was going to be?
Yeah. Like when you just said that, that just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here going, what is my life? Yeah. Like I had sketched out in my head. Yeah. But I don't think I was thinking it. But I obviously, boys don't as much as girls. Some do, some don't. Yeah. But overall, most boys don't think about, I'm going to get married and have 3 kids and buy a house more than women. But I thought, I'm not having kids.
But then some boys do the career path. They're not maybe the family, but they're like, I want to be.
I knew I wanted to be an architect.
Yeah, like
I knew from
professional stuff clear.
7th grade.
Yeah,
all I wanted to be was an architect. Yeah, that's it. I knew nothing else in life.
Yeah,
and I went and did an internship, and I hated it. But I'm
that's how you know, though, right? Somebody said you should be an engineer. I was like, I hate math.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So did I have the brain problem for it?
I thank Al Genetic all the time because Al gave me an internship at his office, and I was like, "This sucks ass." I was like, "I do not want to do this."
Yeah, and that's how you know, though.
Yeah,
you don't know.
I 25 years later, I'm still in construction, so it aligned. Yeah, but
You know what's interesting? I don't know if I ever shared this, and I don't know that I have shared it with many, but it was between me and God. I always suspected the possibility that I would be the one to carry the load in my family, not aside from parents and aging and smoking. But when Heather Pick came down with cancer, like in 2007, I think she passed away. Yeah. But in hindsight, she got recovery, but she didn't want to take the medicine that she needed to take because it was going to mess up her fertility. So her cancer came back. But when that woman had cancer, and when Montel Williams shared the story about his daughter's leukemia, both of those times, 3 times in total, I had a friend I ran into. But when I would get these little nudges, God was like, I'm going to take you through this too. So even when Heather Pick got sick, I was like, watch me, we don't want to have young kids with cancer. And that's what happened. So I think he even prepares us, even when we don't think we're listening and we should be. I think he always prepared me that might be the cross I had to bear. Okay. So when the doctor came in and said, you have cancer that day, and it sunk in, you have cancer, I still knew God was going to tell me that this was what's going to be mine. Because it was a 1%. They were like, oh, there's a 99% chance you're not going to have this. And God was always like,
yeah, I'm holding that percentage.
You're going to be the 1%.
Wow.
So, anyway, listen.
Young people.
Yes.
And not just young people. People.
Yeah.
I still believe you should have goals and set your eyes on something, but enjoy the journey along the way.
I think was John Bon Jovi said, there's two famous people. John Bon Jovi, I think, said, map your journey, but use pencil.
Okay.
And then Taylor Swift said, and I watched an interview with her. They were like, "How do you prepare? Like, you know what the next 6 months will bring?" And she said, with maturity, I don't think she, because I've seen other interviews in her younger ages, but now she's like, I don't plan that far ahead. And she said, if I'm honest, I feel like it's presumptuous. You're being very presumptuous that you have that.
Yeah.
And I thought she's right. You're so worried about down the road, you ain't smelling hugging
this,
the person, kissing.
That's why
it's
hard for me now with the house thing and everything else. Cause I just be like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Till the next time.
All right. Take care.